G'day folks, and welcome back to the channel for episode number 9 of our Gunslinger Purifier playthrough, where as you can see, I've done a little bit of shopping. I was specifically looking for a Death Whisper ointment because we are about to head into the Necropolis, and they do a lot of vitality and chaos damage, but my chaos resistance is fine, my everything else resistance is also fine. Aether is not great, but you know, we have potions for that, or actually we have Word of Renewal for that, so that's fine. But I did need a Vitality Potion, so I went shopping for that, and I got my hands on one. It took about maybe 2 or 3 minutes. It didn't take long at all. So that's sorted, and now we can actually go shoot some stuff. Although, to be fair, you only just got here, so you shouldn't be in that much of a hurry. I did also go to the Chaima's Chosen while I was here, and bought a couple of blueprints. The Black Tallow is the Chaos version of the Aether Soul, which I have one of right here. They are almost exactly the exact same thing, just one for Ethereals and one for Chthonics. I'm not going to use this straight away. Chaos resists are under control, but this is one that's important to get. And the other one I was looking at is the Chosen Cord. Now this does have a damage proc on it, and it does have +1 to Demolitionist. But what it doesn't have is +4 to Steel Resolve, which, well, let's just take it off. So that'll turn off Word of Renewal. And
keep an eye on this.
Chaos Resist is still fine, but Aether, well, Aether only goes up to 61 instead of 73. So I actually want to keep this, but I will go ahead and learn the recipe, and I may craft one, but let's be honest, I'm probably not going to. If you don't have this belt, then absolutely, I should have bought that belt at 35 and made one, but +4 to Steel Resolve, I think is kind of better than +1 to 4 skills, one of which is just going to give you a little bit of extra fire damage. Not bad, certainly, but I value the Steelheart Girdle a little bit higher. The other thing I want to talk about is something that I should be able to get done today, because there are 3 Diversion Shrines in the Necropolis area. I want to swap out the Hawk and the Quill because, well, let's be honest, they're not great. They're not awful either, but they're not great. We need 4 purples and 6 greens to get the Rowan's Crown. So I want to get rid of the Quill, I want to get rid of the Hawk, and I'm going to replace them with the Empty Throne, because Chaos and Stun resist here, and Aether and Freeze duration reduction here. Defense and Pierce is kind of neither here nor there, but this is for the crowd control resistance and the Aether and Chaos res. This is considerably better than the Quill with its small amount of elemental damage and some health and such. I want to get rid of this. I want to get rid of the Hawk. I want to replace them with the Empty Throne and the Spider, which means I need 4 and 5. I need 9 points instead of 7. So if I get the 3 devotion points from the Necropolis, I can... Hopefully, I may need to temporarily take a point out of that first. I'll be able to do the swap at that point. However, to do that swap, we actually have to go and shoot things and make our way deeper into the Necropolis. So let's go do that. Now, once I get a little bit deeper in here, I am going to go ahead and use that resistance potion. And realistically, I should have had 2 of those because I do want a fresh one when I go to fight the Loghorrean. Or potentially sort of halfway there. But silly me stopped at 1. I guess I could just craft one. It does require... I forget exactly what it was. I think it was a consecrated bone. It was something that wasn't particularly cheap in order to craft. Not prohibitively expensive. I can afford it. But I just remember looking at it and thinking, that's a bit expensive. Hey, Fleshwell Plate Mail number 4. I wonder if it's been patched, or if I'm just getting lucky. Alright, so we've got a Forsaken Totem here. Unfortunately, we don't have any Runes of Callistor converted to lightning damage, doing giga damage to just stack up on them, so we will, however, shoot them in the face until they stop moving. And I will turn the loot off, because I need to see what's going on. This one was actually not particularly dangerous. Dreadnought footpads, I usually end up using those in most builds, just because they're an easy blue to get. And this gun, well, I mean it is a lightning gun, but you can see it's considerably less damage than our two crafted hand mortars. Oh, the other thing I did in between episodes is I crafted 2 more hand mortars, and they both sucked, so I threw them out. And that's why I had no scrap. Okay, let's use that, and we'll continue onwards. Asgalog, why do I feel like I've heard that name somewhere else? Whatever, we're gonna shoot him until he's dead anyway. Get a few procs into him, there you go. Eat your veggies, you stupid git. Alright, there's a couple of crystals up here, and you all know I love me some crystals, so we're gonna take those. I can see why people think I might be British, actually, now that I've just called someone a stupid git. I'll have to do some proper Aussie swearing at some point, but YouTube doesn't like it, so maybe not. Alright, another Aether Crystal, some more armor I'm not going to wear. Lovely stuff. Actually, yeah, we'll wear something like this at some point. Not now, but, you know, maybe. Maybe at some point. Alright, we get some more crystals. I think there's another one over there. I'm going to go get that as well. Oop, and this might be the first time we've run into an ethereal abomination outside of the Homestead Barn. They are quite painful to deal with, and speaking of things that are painful to deal with, let's just leave those guys alone. Alright, everyone's dead, or it should be. You can see here, we have the crypt entrance coming up. Now, you can go in there, you can run through the entire crypt, and then you can run all the way back out, or rift out to a rift gate and then run your way back here. What I'm going to do though, I'm going to put down a personal rift. See down here, it'll tell you what your hotkey is for rift travel. You can place a rift, and then we're going to just bugger off and go get the Desecrated Shrine up here, and then there will be a rift a little bit further along we'll have to clear, and then we'll come back for that one. And I think it may be worth going and doing the respec at that point. But let's worry about getting this Diversion Shrine first, and then we'll consider doing that respec. I think I will do it with just 2 of the 3. I may have to pay a little bit more to remove a few extra points, but it'll be fine. Alright, let's clear the area before we deliberately spawn any more things to shoot at. Alright, anyone else want to come play? I don't think so. Okay, here we go. Orudin Ak. Some interesting names in this game. And down he goes. Alright, lovely. So, diversion point attained. Faces have been shot, and we are on our way. We're going roughly northeast-ish. There it is, just popped on the map. So we'll run over there, and like I said, we will have to fight for this, so I'm going to clear the area before I run up there. Pretty much as soon as you run near to the rift, it's going to start spitting chthonics out. I think I'm going to save my potion for the Loghorrean, actually. I may end up regretting that, but nah, it'll be fine. What could possibly go wrong? Famous last words, he said. Alright, so I got a couple of waves here. I think it's 3 waves in total. Looks like it will be, because there's no heroes in this wave. I'm particularly worried about these guys. They do physical and chaos, so a little bit of extra non-physical damage in them, but the health bar's barely budging, so we go pew pew, we go shooty shooty bang bang, and they all go die. Alright, we'll accept this quest, but first I have to go get this Diversion Shrine. I know we're on the clock, and you know this super evil eldritch entity is going to come out of its hole in the ground and eat the entire world, but, you know, devotion points. Devotion points. Have to get our priorities in the right order. Now you can shoot all this, you can fight all this. I'm going to skip it all and potentially regret that later, but at least for now, well, that is a lot of XP, so I think I will actually shoot them all. But you can round them up a little bit. Okay. So, I'm looking at Arcane Empowerment, and I'm thinking I want it. But to get it, I will have to delay Demolitionist even more, and I really want Thermite Mine. So, I have a bit of a conundrum. Thermite Mine is going to be 22, 7, 8 levels before I can get any points into it, so I will be almost 50. Whereas Arcane Empowerment is now, or 5 points in here for some more attack speed. It's only 1% per point. I mean, it's not nothing, but... The alternative is we actually max out Fire Strike and actually do some damage with the guns instead of, you know, just the procs. What's that? That is 20 and 44, only when we're standing in the seal, which is pretty much always. Or 279 versus 205. Alright. Let's actually, 1 point in there, that'll get us our free skill point. Then we come back here, and we'll max out Fire Strike. I think it's time to do the Demolitionist side. There's probably a lot of people out there screaming into their headsets, finally. But, yeah, I think it's been long enough. Alright, Ancient Spirit Totem. This is probably a mistake, but I'm going to go ahead and activate this. Let's just put that back there. Okay. So I'm getting slowed, which is not great. But I think as long as we keep spreading our totems around, we should be okay. I don't want to go too far back there because I do see those ghosts up in the top corner. Let's turn that off. And of course there was a priest. Okay. So they're all dead. What did we win? We got a whole bunch of stuff I don't really care about. Okay. Mask of Delirium. I think we've had that a couple times on this character already. And the Spark Bolt Arbalest. Neither of which are things that I particularly care about. I'm also looking at all of the MIs here, and none of them look particularly amazing either. So we'll just grab our iron bits in waiting, and we will continue down the hallway. Alright. I think, just looking at how much extra damage we get on Fire Strike from that, 3 extra points, I probably should have done this a while ago. But then if I'd done it a while ago, you know, every point in here is less points in Wizard stuff, so it's probably much of a muchness. Alright, so we've got a whole bunch of ghosts and undead and horrible gribblies to deal with. And I did see there is... Yep, where is he? Oh, there's 2 of them. I only noticed the one, and we pulled in the boss of the area as well. So Plagius the Decrepit. It does look like we can more or less face tank him. Okay, Mark of Plagius we'll have a look at once we get out of here. Let's grab this. What you can do with this shrine is you can just run in, activate the shrine, and then just rift away, and you don't have to worry about fighting anyone. Alright, I did just go here to get out, but we're going back to Devil's Crossing, and I'm going to do a little bit of a swap. So we'll vendor all this. Don't think I want any of this. What about that? Nope. Oh, inscribed braces. So we would lose a whole point of armor, we would get some elemental damage for our guns, we get casting speed, which we don't really care about. And the elemental seal when hit, I think I do want that. What resistances did we just lose? Poison? I don't think I care. Do I even want the component back? Do I have another one? You know what? I don't. I want a Restless Remains, I think. But I'll have a look at that once I'm done selling all this rubbish. Right. So, don't let me forget, alright? I have to put a component on my gloves. So don't let me forget. If I get to the end of the episode and it's not done, it's your fault, alright? Okay. So what do I need to do? I need to do the green first, okay? So I need to get 5 points, and I have 2 available, so take that out. Then, 5 points in the spider, so this is just some basic stats, but each one of these is, again, more stats, but also attack speed, and offensive ability, basically. So we've got that, which will let me take those out, and then I also need one more. Can I take that red? No. Alright, we'll take that out as well. So that's my 4 points for Empty Throne. And then we can strip those out of the quill, because we no longer need that. And they can go back into Soleil's Witchblade, which we're going to put on, I think I had it on Bursting Rounds. Okay. So now that we've got all that, what is this? Elemental Resistance, Chaos Resistance. Do I actually need that? I don't need it. So one other thing you can do, actually I probably can't do this, but let's have a look. We need 4 and we need 6. And this needs 6 green. Okay, so we actually can take these 2 points out of there, and I can instead have some offensive ability, some more offensive ability, and some move speed in Hydra, because Hydra is what we're going for next. Because basically I want that max movement speed on those 2 nodes. Which means I could have one of these before probably Hydra. Well, it's all Hydra, but probably this node for the attack speed and attack damage converted to health and max movement speed. So this is really, really good. And I could take these 2 points and get a head start, which I think I'm going to do. There we go. Alright, that did cost me 1 purple and 1 green, but I think it'll be fine. Resistances are still more or less under control. Did lose some bleeding res because I took the component off the gloves, so let's just go ahead and put another one back on. Restless Remains would be great here, but I don't know if I have the recipe, and I'm not going to bother. Alright, let's go shoot the Loghorrean. Now that we're done playing with our devotions. So back up here into the Necropolis Interior. Now in this section there's a whole bunch of lore, and I definitely recommend, for anyone who hasn't already played through the game and read all the lore notes, go through this section, find all the lore notes, use the Grim Tools map if you have to, or just look up the lore notes online. But strongly recommend the lore around here, because this place seems like it's, you know, a mass grave or a whole bunch of tombs and all that. And it kind of is, but there's way more to it than that. And it's kind of dark. So definitely go have a read. Play through the game, you know, listen to the stories and the lore and such first time through. It's all good fun. Alright, is my exalted stash over here today? No, it is not. So it'll be just here. Unless I'm remembering wrong and it's actually down here. It's not. I'm pretty sure it's here. Or at least it could be there, but it's not today. Which means it's going to be along the top of the area, and it'll be easy to find. Alright, everybody gets shot. we move on. We shoot some more. That was a little bit overly dramatic. Alright, actually doing pretty good damage now. I think we're past the point where I can say that this is has come good. And we're actually doing okay damage now. I think I'm happy to say that. Alright, let's go ahead and get rid of these guys. Turn the loot off so I can see what's going on. And everybody's dead. What did we win? An offhand and I think that's a dagger. Yep, one-handed dagger. Pet thing. We did get a double rare. No. The good thing about most double rares is that they sell really well. But most of them are not worth actually using. Do occasionally get a good one, but yeah, not very often. Okay, so Bastion of Chaos up there if you've got 40 scrap or something to repair the bridge, which obviously I don't. I'm not interested in going into the Bastion of Chaos on this character, I think. But we will see. Okay, I did just come up here to check for the Exalted Stash. I think it's right here it would be. It may be between these other two tombs, but it's one of these two spots. Obviously not there today, but that's fine. We'll go find the other spots where it can be. Or I'll just find the wagons first and I'll move on. The one-shot chests, I don't think they're really worth spending the time to go find them. If you find them while you're doing other quests, it's definitely worth clicking on them. But the chances of you finding a blue item from it that you actually want to use are so low it's just not worth the time taken to go and get it. So if you find it, great, and if you don't, well, it doesn't really matter. Okay. How long does that potion last? That is the question. 450 seconds is going to be, what, 5, 6, 7.5 minutes? Something like that. So I think I'm going to save that until I'm staring at the door to go in and fight the Loghorrean. I think it should be fine. Okay. So, welcome to the Tomb of the Watchers. The second to last area, I guess third to last area in the base game. Actually, don't mind this area. There's a lot of little secrets that it's fun to know about and go click on. So, I will actually go through them this time. Kind of skipped them with the Paladin because the episode was getting on. But I'll go through them this time. Just like I'm going through these leeches. Alright, you did just see another lore node on the floor there, and again, take your time, go through here, read these, they are actually pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna do this because obviously, let's go ahead and chuck down a couple more of these. Alright, what are you? You're vampiric, I don't really care about that. Electrified, don't really care about that. Okay, and I think there was someone up there. Nope, I already killed him. Okay, one more tyrant, and we are done. Alright, there we go. What did we win? A movement rune and a blue that we're not going to use. Okay. And this is one that I pointed out when I came through here with the Paladin. And I kind of pointed out the key to open it as well, but I didn't actually go in there. So this is a loose torch on the wall here, and we'll open up this door right here, which opens up a treasure room. I think these are all just normal chests. I'm pretty sure there's no exalted chest or treasure trove that spawns in here. But the first time you come in, you do get a kind of... I think it's a hidden spoils chest, but if you come back, that won't be there. That'll just be another little chest like that. So first time through, it's maybe worth clicking on. Aside from just, it's fun to go into the secret hidden areas. And same for this next room, there's another secret hidden area in there. These vanguards are way too tanky. It's probably fire resistance. So just here is a hidden spoils. And like always, you're not going to get anything good out of it, but it's just a bit of fun. Okay, do we have the big green worm here today? We do. So here's Bane Galgalore, Guardian of the Gates. Let's just shoot him. He does poison damage. My poison resist is maxed out, so yeah, I'm not particularly worried about him. Though having said that, my health bar is moving, even with standing in a maxed out Inquisitor Seal, so make sure you get out of that as soon as you can. Okay, and there's another secret area coming up. One of the reasons why I kind of like this area, even though I'm really crap at going around it, is just the number of secret areas in it. So again, hidden spoils chest. If you come back it won't be here, but the first time through it'll give you a couple of greens. Got another Diversion Shrine here, so this will be, I believe, the last one for the base game. Although I could go into Port Valbury, Bastion of the Chaos, and what's the other one? Steps of Torment. They each have a desecrated shrine before you get into the skeleton key door, so I could go get 3 more there. I'm not going to do that, but it's definitely something you can do. Alright, we'll continue working on the Hydra, and attack speed, lifesteal, and maximum movement speed are all good things. So my run speed is now up to 138, and we are over the maximum. I believe you can get to 141 with the Hydra, which does require you to be a gun user. Pretty sure it works for all guns, so not just pistols. I'm pretty sure you can use it for rifles as well. It will say on it, but I'm just not going to bother looking. I'm just going to say it's for all guns, and if I'm wrong, someone will correct me in the comments. Cunningham's lore is pretty good. Okay, let's get a move on. I know there's no Bane Galgalore standing right in front of the door, so if I have a little bit of a train of monsters following me when I get there, that'll be fine. We can leave those. The door has opened. That sounds ominous. Alright, and let's go down. So, while the Tomb of the Watchers is one of my favorite areas in the base game, the Seal of the Loghorrean is very much not. I get lost in here, I find every dead end, and what should be, you know, a 3 or 4 minute walk across the zone ends up being 7 or 8 minutes because I have to backtrack every single time there's a dead end, because I guarantee you I picked the wrong way to go, and it's a nightmare. We did pick up a gun there too. Nowhere near as good as the Infernal Hand Mortars, or the hand mortars that I have, but I am kind of keeping an eye out for green guns. We're using MIs that come with built-in fireball procs, so it seems unlikely that we're going to find something hugely better, at least for a while. And looking at the plan, the next gun upgrade is level 50, and I'm not sure it's actually going to be an upgrade, but at level 50 we can go to Elite and get Francis's gun again. Not 100% sure it's actually going to be an upgrade, but yeah, we'll have to see. Failing that, we have the Shrapnel Pistol from Benevolt's shop in Elite as well. And then Francis's gun again at level 70 in ultimate. And then at 84, we have Coven hand cannons. But that's a little ways down the road. Let's just worry about finding all the dead ends in here first. Okay, that's reflective, but either way, he's going to do a decent amount of damage, so I'm going to kill his friends while he's spiky. And I'm going to shoot him. And he went down pretty easily. Very nice. One thing I did just notice, these pants, so Stonehide is where we're getting that extra armor on it from, and the of protection. I wanted to say that was extra armor as well, but I think it's most likely the resistance is there. Not being an MI pair of pants though, they aren't great. If you're struggling for pants and you don't have blue ones that drop like candy, what you can do is go start the Hidden Path quest, which will be absolutely doable at level 40 or even at level 35, and then you can do the first stop will give you Dreeg's pants, which are acid retaliation, but then the second stop, as a mouthful, the second stop will let you get the Soleil Sec pants, which come with decent resistances and some lifesteal as standard, and then you can get, you know, maybe aim for farming a pair with some decent resists or something like that on it. Just be careful they're not too good, because then they become very hard to replace, and the last thing you want to do is be going into ultimate with level 35 pants, because if you take them off you break your resistances. So I've actually had a few times where I've had gear that was too good to take off. Like one time I actually had the entire is it the Royal Seal set? It's a 3-piece set, 2 rings and an amulet. And between all 3 of them they give you +1 to all skills and like 30% resist everything, and they all have, you know, offensive ability and health, and they're just really good as a set. But if you break the set bonus, then they become crap, so you have to replace all 3. And if you leave it too long to kind of bite the bullet and replace them, they actually become very hard to replace. You end up having to go and find, you know, the MI amulet with +1 to the skills that you want. Get good affix rolls on that, and then you'll also need to go and find 2 good rings. You need resistance, 20 or 30% resistance to absolutely everything, because that set covers, I'm pretty sure every resistance. Might be Aether resistance I don't cover, but pretty much everything. And it just becomes a nightmare to replace them. Okay, so we're at the gates to the Loghorrean. I think I can use my potion now. I don't expect any Aether damage, but I'm going to use it anyway, because why not? And then we shoot Bloodlord Thalanus. And he will summon his little friend, who we're also going to shoot. Let's get rid of him, so he can stop cursing us. And then we basically just stand in our seal and shoot him until he dies. The Loghorrean's going to be interesting because he has, let's get out of that for a second. You want to remain mobile with the Loghorrean, because he's going to be spitting poison and chaos balls at you, and the chaos balls will sunder you, so you have to dodge them. It's a whole thing. Anyway, resistances, right. Vitality resistance is one that you absolutely want. 75 is probably fine, but it's not good. Chaos is the other big one you want, 50% overcap. This is fine, this is never going to be an issue. And poison and acid, and I guess a little bit of probably fire and lightning as well. So my resistances, they're fine. I don't love this being 75, but I mean, short of what Kilrian's soul on the chest piece here, there's not a whole lot I can do about that. I've already got the 2 soul shards, I've already got the unholy inscription on the gloves. I think that's the only real options I have. Anyway, I've just stood there and talked away a quarter of my potions, so let's go ahead and get into this. I am watching his mouth. I don't want to get hit by his little chaos balls. So those ones are... I will get hit by the next one just to show what it does. But basically, there we go. Sundered. Taking extra damage. Not something you want to do. What I want to see is his mouth turn green. Don't want to get sundered all the time. I want to see his mouth turn green so as he can spit poison at me, because the poison doesn't sunder. Okay, halfway through. If you want to fight these without having to worry about the Loghorrean, you can just pull back to the edge here. And in fact, if you get in trouble, you can just run back here and the Loghorrean himself actually can't hurt you while you're back there. Okay, there's Chaos. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to clean these out. Just in case I need to run away for some reason. I mean, I would never do that. I'm definitely not a coward. Okay, should be poison up next. He said with a question mark in his voice. As long as you keep the ads under control, you can do a little bit of damage to him each time. And yep, don't get sundered. I think if you're trying to dodge the sunder balls, it's probably better to dodge away rather than to the side. Alright, we're getting pretty close here. Just kill his friends and then should be able to go in and kill him off. Oops. The other thing is, it's possible that I've over-prepared to the point where, even while sundered, I just don't take any damage. It is starting to look like I probably could have just tanked all that and been fine. As long as you're standing in the seal, have good resists, it's probably fine. Yeah, see, I just got hit by all of those, and it didn't seem to matter. Alright, there we go. And we now have access to ultimate difficulty. Which is kind of... I won't say it's useless, but there's not much point going there just yet. Level 41 in ultimate. Yeah, you can do it, but I'm going to finish Ashes of Malmoth first. Now, I did just get the Loghorrean's Corruption, which does have physical resistance on it, and basically nothing else that I really care about. No resistances means it's probably no good, although... Alright, so if this had any amount of resistances on it, I would probably wear it. And if it had, well, even with slightly less armor, this is actually probably still better because of the physical resistance. Chaos to fire, do I... Hang on, I think I just equipped it. Do I actually do any chaos damage yet? No, not really. Okay, so that doesn't do anything for me. I think I'll swap that. Why not? And we have to actually leave via the rift before we can leave via the rift. Go turn this in port icon. One thing I am going to do is I am going to use the XP clothes. That'll get us to 42, maybe 43, but probably not. And he should give us a purple item. What do we get? The Cortosian Scrolls. Well, I guess we're putting that on for our shoulders. Okay, yes. How can I help? Sounds good.
Good, you're back. I struggle to admit this.
What do you have in
There's some
mind?
luminary
And
where?
I'll head to the Ogdenburg, no worries.
My father and I were part of it.
Okay. Right, so pants, helmet, and what was the other one? Chest. Where did my chest go? There it is. So level 50 required for these. The armor on these alone is enough for me to want to put it on, but then it also has an elemental damage proc, and it also has life, and it also has 2 resistances. I kind of can't not use these once I have level 50, but we're not there just yet.
See anything you like?
Alright, we can get rid of all of this. And I don't think I want any of this stuff either. I do want my component back, so we'll keep that. And then the last page. Yeah, nope. We'll have a look at that ring, actually. I usually check rings. Aether res, not much else, nah. Okay, let's go ahead and chuck that in the last page. Chuck that over there. That can go wherever. And we'll go bank all this.
Got something you need stashed? It's safe with me. Promise.
Okay, back to Devil's Crossing to get the component back, and then we will head into Gloomwald.
Take a look, shall we?
Right, keep the add-on, yes, I'm sure. There we go. Resistances are okay. I really need to sort these out, especially heading into the second half of Ashes. An entire city full of ethereals. It's not somewhere you want to be with less than maxed out Aether res. Did also grab a level there, so let's go ahead and bring this up to 12 out of 12. Do I want to go past that? Yeah, I think I do. I think I'm just going to max it out. It's the main attack. I probably should have maxed it out a long time ago. No crystals anymore. It's unfortunate. And that's a dead end. Alright, let's get through here as quick as we can. So level 42 is actually quite early in terms of my playthroughs. It's not super early, but it is earlier than I've done on previous characters to kill the Loghorrean. Usually I want to say I kill him sort of high 40s or around level 50. Don't really know what that means, if it means anything at all. Are we more efficient? Are we less efficient? Have I skipped too much stuff? I don't know. Maybe it doesn't mean anything, it's just something to note. Normally I come through here and I'm almost level 50, if not level 50. And this character has been a veteran the whole time, so yeah, I don't know. We've been using the Explorer's set a decent amount for turn-ins as well, so I feel like there's something I'm missing that I normally do. Or perhaps there was some sort of rebalancing for XP with 1.2 patch. I don't know. Anyhow, I think we will get up to the Coven today, and then we'll call that an episode, I think. Go and work on some of my other projects, which you should start seeing roll out on the channel in the next day or two. Well, I guess it depends. When is this going live? Yeah, it should be in the next day or two. And I'll say no more about it than that. Leave it as a surprise. Okay, so coming into my favorite area in the game, which is the Gloomwald here. So, one of my favorite areas to farm, and I pretty much run my farming route when I'm coming through here just to get through, because there's really no reason not to. You can get some pretty good gear drops, and even while leveling, you do actually want to not have your skills interrupted all the time. But you do want gear while leveling, and this is a good way to get it. Was that a gun? It was not a gun. Okay, the ghost crabs in this area will drop Ugdenbog, I think, waist guards, but they are +1 to Inquisitor skills belts, and I want one. I actually want a whole bunch of them because I want to be able to pick the affixes. I want Surprising Nobody. I want to get my hands on some Aether and Vitality resistance. Other good options would be damage procs, so Scorched Ends would be fine. What else would be good? Lifesteal. Offensive ability also. Vine Rings. Vine Rings could be good. Are you coming back to life? No? Okay, Bloodbound Ointment, yes. Alright. Let's use those. So, Treasure Trove just here. So, from the Gloomwald Rift, run around here, get the Treasure Trove. I can see the Totem is going to be about here. Then we run across here into the cellar. And, well, let's just do that for now. Good thing about doing this at level 42 on normal difficulty is I don't have to worry about Chupacabra coming through and ruining my whole day. So there's that. Bad thing, I guess, is I can't kill Chupacabra and take all of his stuff. But having said that, I think if I ran into Kuba, he'd probably eat my lunch and then my face. Alright, you can stop that, please. And what do we got? Adept Spellblade, I don't care. That's a crossbow, isn't it? Yeah, two-handed ranged. Okay, Brawler's Gloves, I don't really care for. The Perdition set, though, is not a bad set to use while leveling, even if you are not playing an Acid Retaliation build. If you look at the 2-set bonus, it's got 10% armor, and then you've got some other, you know, it's all acid damage, acid retaliation, flat acid damage, so the 3 and 4 set is not amazing. The 5 set, if you're playing an Oathkeeper, is pretty good, but you do need a shield, so 2 pieces is probably all you want to use for most builds, unless you're playing an acid-based class, but 10% more armor is not... I mean, that's, what, an extra 35 odd points of armor on every single piece of gear I have. It's not bad. Alright, main stash, this little note here will open up an Exalted chest for us, which I do want. Go ahead and read it to get the quest. Actually, I think you get the quest without reading it. Yeah, the Gloomwald stash. Start yourself a little treasure hunt if you don't already know where it is. Although if you want to do that, you're probably best to pause the video and go do it, because I'm about to walk straight into it. Well, in a couple of minutes anyway. In the Decrepit Cellar here, I did get lucky, and the Ancient Totem is here. That Ancient Totem has 2 different spawn locations, one of which is right here. There's also guaranteed treasure trove in here. It'll be either here, or it'll be, I guess kind of like over here, but I'll point out the other location when we get to it. This is an Ancient Totem. This is going to spit out a whole bunch of skeletal monstrosities, so good luck. Bunch of undead. You can get crabs out of this as well, which is kind of what I was hoping for. It doesn't look like I'm getting crabs, which I never thought I'd say that and be disappointed, but here we are. Doesn't look like I'm getting my ghost crabs for, speak of the Perdition set, for my belt is what I want the ghost crabs for. Okay, so we now have 2 pieces, both of which individually have more armor than the pieces I'm wearing. The downside is possibly resistances. I say as the resistances are more than fine. So, chuck those on. What are we short on physique? Sorry, what were we saying? Oh, right, yeah. Our armor has gone up to 446, which previously was 346. And also, we would be missing 35 armor on this. So this is actually even better than what it looks like. This is kind of why I was saying that 2 pieces of the Perdition set is really good while you're leveling. The shoulders themselves have 5% armor, the chest has another 5% armor, then the 2-piece bonus is another 10% armor, and this applies to all physical damage. So you definitely, if you get 2 pieces, you definitely want to use these. The shield, if you get the shield, unlucky. Okay. One thing I did also just notice is piercing and bleeding are now capped without the silk swatch, which means I can put something else on my chest.
Be safe out there.
And maybe I might have a Kilrian's soul. I think that has vitality res on it.
Got something you need stashed?
I don't have one. Pretty sure. No. Okay. That's fine. What I can do, because my armor rating is only, or my armor absorption is only 84%, basically means I only get to use 84% of this value.
I'll keep an eye out.
What I can do is make another scaled hide, and I can put that on my chest. I should have actually put this scaled hide on my legs and the silk swatch on the shoulder, because if you look at the armor rating, legs is a 20% chance to take the damage, and shoulders is only 15%. So having that component, the scaled hide, with the plus 35 armor, having that plus 35 armor on my pants instead of on my shoulders, it's more likely to get used. It's a very minor optimization that doesn't matter pretty much at all, but it's something that if I had thought about before I did it, I would have put it there instead. Okay, Life Bloom Band, nope. Wretched Necessity, nope. And we are starting to collect Ugden Blooms, which is something, I know I say this every single time, but you really want to get your hands on as many of these as you can. They are similar to Aether Crystals. When you start making all of the high-end components for your final build, you are going to burn through those like nobody's business. There are components that need 16 of them each. If you need to use a conduit for your build, you're going to need hundreds of them to just get the conduit with the right conversions. Never mind a good one, just the right conversions is going to cost you hundreds of them. So make sure if you run into any stumps, make sure you click on them, because the more you get while you're leveling and you're walking through those areas anyway, the less time you're going to spend running through areas specifically looking for them and nothing else.
Make a worthy sacrifice.
Okay, so we've got Avarice here. For a leveling character, Avarice is a little bit scary. She does a lot of lifesteal, and she can do a lot of very spiky damage with that shotgun. If you have to be in melee range to actually hurt her, that shotgun is going to potentially one-shot you from full life. So just keep that in mind, keep moving, kill these blood singers because they will heal her, and then you'll just want to slowly whittle her down. She will summon ghosts as well, but it should be fine. And down she goes. Okay. Assault Core Bolter. It's a rifle. Why doesn't it launch grenades? Anyway. So just here, just kill these guys off before I point out the treasure trove location where there is no treasure trove. Can I shoot down there? No. Okay. Okay, so just here is where the treasure trove will be if it wasn't over here. It will be here. There's only 2 places it can be, and it will be in one of those locations. Something else that I don't normally show in this area, but that is a bit of fun, is just over here. You can shoot this, and there's a little stream you can walk down. And just in here, some hidden remains. I think that's the only one, but there may be... Yeah, no, that's the only one. I was going to say there may be a way to go further, but no, there isn't. Alright, so we pop out the other side, and there's a Diversion Shrine just here. And if you're playing this on Ultimate, then this route through this area also has, I think, 9 potential spawn locations for Chupacabra. So if you're not ready to fight Chupacabra, you need to watch this map like a hawk. Alright. Crabs. I want the ghost crabs. These ones are not going to drop the belt I want. They'll be dropping the soldier skills belt. These rotting stumps, click on every single one of these because they do. It didn't this time because of course I'm talking about it. But these will drop you an Ugden Bloom most of the time you click on them, and occasionally you'll get 0 or 2. So I unluckily only got 0 that time, but you will usually get 1, and sometimes you'll get 0 or 2. The other things that are good to kill are these walking plants and the plants on the ground. They can also drop them. Okay, attack speed, damage, movement speed, or physical damage. This is flat physical damage. This will be applied to every attack, so that is quite good. We'll take the move speed. Do I actually have enough run speed to use that? I do. So I'm now running faster than everybody and than every character that's ever played this game that isn't also using that constellation. Okay. So from there we head up this way, and if you didn't already get the totem in this area, so it was here for me, this is the other location it can be, and there's one more way up in the top left corner, which we'll get to in a minute. Just here, this area can be ridiculously dangerous. So you can get Pakla here. You can get one of the quest Wendigos for later on can spawn here. And I've seen packs of 3 hero monsters spawn here as well. So you can potentially have 5 heroes in this area. Just here is the other location for the treasure trove. If you get to this point on the map and you haven't found it, go back, you missed it. Oh, it can also spawn just here. So 3 locations, one here, one next to the restored shrine, and one over here in a pile of bushes. Okay, and you know what? We will rescue Garrett, that's his name. Okay. And you want to click through here until you get to this one. You can send him earlier than that, but I think he gets cranky. I don't know if it has any effect on the rewards, but it's there. Nane's stash just showed up on the map there, so sorry for everyone who hasn't already found this. Spoilers, lost one of the treasure hunts in the game. Though to be fair, it does have a giant gold star on the map for it, so it's not really that hidden. Alright, and we go to Chthonian Thread Sash, which is not great. Okay. Let's go ahead and grab this Riftgate, and I will end the episode here rather than in the Coven, because YouTube doesn't like videos to be longer than an hour, and we are at 59 minutes. So I will say thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and goodbye for now.